We begin tonight at 6 o'clock tracking the potential for severe weather here in central Indiana. That's because there's a possibility of large hail, strong winds, and tornadoes.
And that's why our weather team collectively designated today as a weather impact alert day. And the severe weather threat doesn't stop there. Oh no, it's got a little bit of a lifespan to it. Angela joins us now live in studio with what we can expect.
Yeah, 2 rounds of potentially severe weather, one later tonight, early tomorrow, and the other tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So we want you to stick with us. Weather impact alerts. We've got the when, the impact, and what you can do to prepare. The when between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. tonight, and then as we get into Friday afternoon and evening after 4 p.m. The impacts: large hail, 2 inches plus, tornadoes, severe wind, lightning. What you can do now, have multiple ways to get alerts, monitor the radar, and be sure to check back with us. It's also a good time when the weather is quiet to review that safety plan with your family so you're not caught off guard when you need to put that plan into action. Radar is clear right now, but we are tracking storms producing tornadoes across portions of Wisconsin, starting to see some development in the northwestern sections of Illinois. That's where we will look the next couple of hours for development as those storms develop. If they hold together, they impact central Indiana after 7, 8 o'clock tonight through very early tomorrow morning. Level 3 threat on our scale of 1 to 5, but this is new information late this afternoon, an upgrade to a level 4 threat for tomorrow afternoon and evening. I'll have that timeline in the full forecast.
Thanks, Angela. And you can always stay up to date on the weather that we're going to have tonight and always over on WTHR Plus. That's where you can follow our live Doppler 13 radar, stream in-depth forecasts, and watch our extended weather coverage. To watch it, all you have to do is download that app. Do that on your TV. It is free.
Tonight at 6, a coalition of clergy is now asking for an apology from Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith for his recent comments about the 3/5 compromise in the original U.S. Constitution.
And they want the governor to denounce the remarks as well. Tonight, our Rich Nye brings us this group of pastors that are calling out a pastor at the State House.
This was a great move by the North to make sure that slavery would be eradicated.
Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith is referring to the 3/5 compromise, which only counted slaves as 3/5 of a person in the population count in the 1787 Constitutional Convention. Beckwith made the comments April 24th in a video posted on his X account.
This is racism. The rhetoric is lethal, and we've seen it before. And we've come to call it what it is.
The governor was asked recently about Beckwith's comments.
I definitely wouldn't have used that characterization, and I don't like it.
About 50 clergy members joined together to call on the governor to more strongly condemn Beckwith's remarks.
What we have now is black and white, diverse religious organizations, and others standing saying, this is not what we want Indiana to be.
This coalition says that Lieutenant Governor Beckwith's comments are particularly troubling because Beckwith is a Christian pastor himself. And this group is willing to offer forgiveness, but they first want a retraction and apology.
Your remarks contradict the gospel that we preach. Reverend Beckwith, your remarks contradict a gospel that calls us to truth and love and respect for all people. What you said causes harm.
I cannot allow this type of language leading to revisionist history, which in turn leads to oppression of my fellow brothers and sisters made in the image of God.
The president of the Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis delivered a petition with over 1,100 signatures to the governor's office, asking for a response with moral clarity. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Today, we did not hear back from the governor's office with a response, but Micah Beckwith's office did respond with a message today that said, quote, "We don't have anything additional to add at this time."
Tonight, the legal team for a former Morgan County teacher who's accused of having group sex with students says they now plan to use a mental illness defense.
Brittany Fortenberry's attorneys are now asking the court to appoint 2 to 3 psychologists or psychiatrists to assess her mental competence. According to the court records, the defense argues they believe that Fortenberry has a mental illness, but that would need to be confirmed by qualified experts.
Fortenberry is facing 29 charges after several young boys came forward alleging the former teacher drugged them had sex with them on multiple occasions.
The Department of Child Services reached out to parents of potential victims after the initial arrest, and that led to even more charges.
Tonight, the Indianapolis Colts are apologizing for that video that was posted on the team's social media accounts last night.
It depicted the Colts' 2025 season, and it's since been deleted. Samantha Johnson's here now after watching that video. So what's the deal here, Sam?
Well, we will show you part of that video in just a moment, but we know these schedule releases, they are a big deal for these teams. We know the franchises go all out. It's really a Super Bowl for their creative teams, but some say the Colts went a little too far this year. So this video starts as a Minecraft-inspired simulation, taking players through each week of the new Colts schedule. Take a look.
When Colts fans click See the Schedule and the simulation video loads to 100%, we see the Colts' Week 1 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. A Dolphin character with the name Hill above it is stopped by the Coast Guard, sirens on. The Dolphin in the number 10 jersey depicts wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who last year was stopped by police and handcuffed outside Hard Rock Stadium. Hill's traffic citations for careless driving and failing to wear a seatbelt were later dismissed.
That is not a laughing matter, really, in this country.
Jake Arthur with the Locked On Colts podcast giving me his reaction to this Minecraft-like video.
I think a lot of the video was entertaining, but that portion of it in particular was probably something they needed to do away with.
They could be seen as willfully infringing on trademarks and copyright infringement with these types of videos that they're releasing. So they could be facing hundreds of thousands of dollars, even if there aren't real damages.
Even though the video was deleted, it's still all over social media.
It certainly adds more flavor to Week 1 on September 7th, that's for sure.
On Thursday, Hill responded to the viral oops by saying on X, quote, "Shoulda left it up, Colts. This was funny." The Colts, however, issued a statement of their own, saying, quote, "We removed our schedule release video because it exceeded our rights with Microsoft and included an insensitive clip involving Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. We sincerely apologize to Microsoft and Tyreek."
Okay, there you have it. Now, Tyreek Hill wasn't the only player targeted in this video. There's also a clip of Tennessee quarterback Will Levis getting run over by a party bus on Broadway Street in Nashville. So there's a couple moments of this video that raising some questions.
Yeah, and the Colts aren't alone in this, Sam, right? There was also another team that had a video that was Minecraft-inspired video as well.
Yeah, that's right. The Los Angeles Chargers, but they went about it the right way. So at the beginning of their video that they posted last night, there was a title screen that said, hey, we're using this with permission from Microsoft Corporation. The Colts video did not have that slide.
Yes, and here we are talking about it.
Here we are today. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, all right, Sam, thank you.